What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I sound a little dismayed because once again it's the weekend, raining. So we had nice, beautiful. We're getting the weather report out of the way very early on this one. I should make a whole fake news desk weather report type thing. Anyway, we had like 85 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday, or yesterday and Thursday, I don't know, but today it's sprinkling, a little bit cooler than I'd like, but I've got some things to do on the Goldwing. As you saw in the last video, I've got coolant leaking. So inside these packages, I've got 2 packages from Amazon this week. We got 2 new tools from Amazon this week. I got this Mityvac MV4510 motorcycle cooling system test kit. So I'm hoping that everything fits. It only comes with 2 attachments, whereas some of the other ones I've seen have several more. And then we got this white box. You can order a white box directly from Amazon for $17. No, what's in the white box? Let me show you. So in addition to trying to figure out this coolant situation, I also got this little pump because we're going to do the final drive gear oil change today. That's something that's been on my, I haven't mentioned it yet on any of my videos when I talk about maintenance, but it's something that's been in the back of my mind since I got it. It's like, when's the last time this guy changed it, yada yada. So we're gonna do that today too. I might start with that because I feel like it's gonna be, well, I shouldn't jinx myself, but I feel like that's gonna be the easier task of the 2. So let's get started on that. In the video that I watched on the final drive oil, now I know a lot of you might be thinking, why are you watching a video on final drive oil? Even things that should be pretty brain dead to do, I like to watch somebody else do it just to make sure there's not some tricky ass step that I don't know about. In that video, I think it was Del Boy's garage, he took off the right side muffler. And one saving grace here is that the guy who had it before me, he put these pipes on that don't belong on a Goldwing, so it looks dumb as fuck. But in this specific scenario, this is actually going to make it quite easier, I think. Okay, because this thing looks so dumb, sticking way out, I don't think I have to take off this muffler, which is a good thing. Muffler. This is my official breaker bar here. I want to take off the filler cap first, so that way when I get the drain plug off, I don't have to worry so much about sloshing it around, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Okay. There we go. Okay. People make fun of my kitchen pot, but hey man, if it works, it works. I've still got gear oil in this pot. All right. Whoop. Well, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. So I just want to point out that I'm working on my motorcycle, right? And my grandson loves being with me. He's got his little tools and motorcycle over there. Working on it. That kind of stuff gets me, man. I know sometimes I come off as I'm just a beer drinking, fun loving, good time, but man, I love this kid, and I'm glad that he's getting into this type of stuff with me. This kind of stuff will last a lifetime. These kind of memories here, I dig that shit. All right, so the capacity on the final drive gear oil is 140 cc's or 4.7 US ounces, 4.9 imperial ounces. I bought that pump. 140 cc's is right there. Yeah, there we go. I bought this. So the manual calls for SAE 80 weight hypoid drive or hypoid gear oil, but they really don't make that. So 80W90 is what we're going with. So it's going to be 10 whatever viscosity, higher as it warms up. Talk to a few people, not a problem. So let's put this back in here, torque it up, and then we'll call that piece good to go. Should be good to go. I'm going to put a little blue Loctite on here. I did not get new washers. I probably should have, but I didn't. So the torque on this is 14 foot-pounds. We're gonna do 15 because we're animals. Again, I'm glad this guy didn't, yeah, that's a very, very low torque. I'm not really comfortable with 15 foot-pounds. It just feels so low. I mean, I guess the engineers know what they're doing. A lot more than I do. Let's see what that feels like with that. No, that's pretty tight actually, so we're fine. We're fine. This is gonna be the trickier part, and I hope. Yeah, see, I can just fit this right in here. There we go. So that's one little trick I actually picked up from watching Del Boy's Garage, was because I was wondering how I was going to get a funnel in here to do this. But watching him use that hand pump, I'm like, oh, that's the trick. I've never used a hand pump like that before. So I've said before that I wasn't a big fan of Mityvac at first for the bleeding system. But once I actually took the time to learn how to use it, it's become one of my favorite tools. All right, first thing I'm going to check is this cap. I don't exactly know how to do it, so we're going to figure it out. I think I just figured it out. How about that? Okay. So I just went inside right now and verified that the highest pressure that this thing should be using, it's 11 to 15 PSI is what it wants. Who needs instructions? Me. You do? So we're going to check this cap first. If I'm going to replace parts, I might as well make sure I replace every part that needs to be replaced. So if this cap needs it, we'll knock that variable out, right? We're going to put this at 15 PSI. Wow. It's not holding any pressure. All right, well, I think we've already determined that the cap is bad. So that was pretty quick. It holds no pressure whatsoever. We're gonna check this radiator. I don't know how I'm gonna get this light in here. I'm gonna do my best, but if we can't see it, we can't see it. The most important thing for me is troubleshooting this coolant system, not necessarily getting it on film. I wanna get it on film. Who the fuck uses film anymore? But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So let's see what we can do. All right, I've got this rigged some type of way. I don't know if you can see the coolant level inside of here, but it's full. It's gonna be able to let me turn, yeah. I'm holding in the 13 range. All right, we got some movement. So I am gonna have to take these panels off because I can't see. But you see it? We got some work to do, boys. Let's figure it out. I was hoping I could just get away with the cap, but it looks like we're gonna have to find where the real problem is. Let's see if the Honda shop has a radiator cap in stock. I can order one from Partzilla for 30 bucks.
Parts speaking.
Hey, can you see if you have a radiator cap in stock for a 95 Goldwing 1500?
95 Goldwing?
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on a brief hold, and I'm going to go see if I can locate it, if it's here, if it's not. Because I don't have it in stock, but I'm going to go double check for you, okay?
Okay, appreciate it.
No, sorry, we don't have it in stock.
Okay, no worries. I can get it online. I just wanted to get it done today, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
You too.
Bye. Well, shit. So according to the guys on Goldwing Facts, that's the website I like the most. I know others like Goldwing Docs. You can find these radiator caps generic at an auto parts store. As long as I can find one that's 11 to 15 PSI, this size, should be fine. All right, here we go, boys. Woo! Oh, baby. Did I mention how much I love this motorcycle? Because I do. Alright, so here's what we did. I decided to give that Napa part number another look because I'm like, man, these guys on the Goldwing forums aren't typically this far off. And sure as shit, I ordered the wrong part last time. So if you watch my last video on when I started to look at the new radiator cap, I went with one that ended in 1460, and that was my fault because I clicked on the first thing I saw
and I should have ordered the one that ended in 1406. So I ordered it online. It said pick up in 30 minutes. I'm like, fucking sweet, I can get it today. $11 versus the $30 from Partzilla. I waited 2 hours, called the Napa store. I'm like, yo, is this thing ready yet? And he said, it's coming from Orlando, won't be here till Monday. The good news is I've got a radiator cap coming for sure on Monday. This time I'm going to take the radiator cap with me to make sure that it's actually going to fit. That I think was a problem of mine. Last time I just relied on knowing that I had the right part number, which I didn't. And I should have just taken it up there with me to make sure before I brought it home, and then had to make a second trip back. No big deal. I can wait 2 days for a radiator cap. And like I said, it's not going to make or break me in terms of coolant loss. I can ride it around between now and Monday if I decide to ride that motorcycle tomorrow. I'm not going to lose enough to really run the cooling system dry. I don't think so anyway. By the way, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button or consider hitting it down below. Red subscribe button, you're all familiar with them. It's free, it doesn't cost anything. Really helps me out, helps me grow. And yeah, I would really appreciate it if you did. So we're just going to run a couple of errands today. I'm going to hit up the vape store again. It's like a common theme. I'm going to give you the weather report, and one of my videos for the week I'm going to hit up the vape store. So lucky you got both today. I'm going to hit up the vape store. I'm going to go by a dealership called Moto. They've opened a couple of those up in the Tampa Bay area. I remember when this little place opened a few years ago. I think it was like 2017. I don't know what they did when they first opened. I know they had parts. I felt like they were a consignment shop, but now they are the closest Indian dealer. So they're right there across the street from Harley Davidson, Tampa Triumph. I'm not looking for a new motorcycle, or am I? We're all looking for a new motorcycle, always, right? I'm in the market for another helmet already. A lot of you guys that are in Discord with me already know I'm not real happy with this one. The wind noise on this helmet is just through the roof. Do not recommend the Bell Qualifier DLX MIPS. It's so freaking loud. And I think it's not even just the audio issues on the video, but I do think a lot of the noise that I get on the microphone is coming from just all the air bouncing around on the noise in the helmet. It's insane. So I'm looking at modulars. And a few years ago, I'd made a comment that I really wasn't going to go modular anymore. I think I've changed my mind on that. I think I do want to enjoy some of the convenience, especially on the Goldwing on some road trips. I've got a few things on my Amazon wish list that I'm going to put on the handlebars on the Goldwing for a phone mount and a cup holder. So I've narrowed it down just from internet searches. I've narrowed it down to 2 helmets. The Shoei Neotech 2. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet because, ouch, wallet, holy shit, man. I've seen them range anywhere from $6.99 to $8.49 depending on color, and I already knew I wanted a solid color anyway. I only got this one, well, I got it for 2 reasons. One, it was $100 cheaper than every other Bell Qualifier DLX out there that I saw, and 2, it matched the color scheme of the Royal Enfield like to a T. So it was really a no-brainer. Had I known it sucked so bad for wind noise, I wouldn't have done it. The other helmet is the HJC RPHA, I probably got this all wrong, 90S carbon. Maybe not carbon, but a 90S at least. That HJC is supposedly the quietest modular helmet on the road, and the RPHA 90 is considered a premium helmet. My only issue with HJC is that I've had cheap HJCs before. When you look at something like a Shoei helmet, you know that it's a premium product. You know that they're catering to a higher end market, more safety, more features, more comfort, etc. So they're all going to be expensive. What HJC does is they give you bullshit $100 helmets and then some really nice $600 helmets in the mix. So a man can't serve 2 masters, right? So it makes me hesitant that the HJC RPHA 90S is going to hold up to the same quality as the Shoei. Now, I did try on a Neotech 2 yesterday at the Honda dealer, or 2 days ago. Oh wow, how much more comfortable is that helmet than anything I've ever put on my head. 2, one complaint that I've always had about the Bell is that the ear holes don't really line up with my ear holes. So that's one of the reasons I use earplugs with my Sena, because the ear holes don't line up, meaning the speaker holes don't line up. So I'm kind of curious to see if I get the JBL speakers, if that works. But even if the speakers don't work and I'm stuck using these earplugs forever, just the fact that they line up better is a whole different level of comfort. So I don't know if Moto has these HJCs in stock, but that's why I'm going there. I want to see if they do. I really want to put one on my head. I figure if they don't have one, if they don't carry them here at Moto, then I'll probably just pull the trigger on the Neotech and then deal with the consequences of my wife murdering me after the fact. All right, just checked out these guys. That was my first time in there. Nothing doing. They didn't have any HJC at all. No, they had one HJC, one model, and they didn't have any Neotechs. I didn't see a single modular in there. They may have had, they had an LS2 lineup, and they may have had some LS2s. They may have had some modulars in that lineup, but oh well, nothing doing. Looks like I won't be able to put my head into an HJC, so more than likely I'm just going to pull the trigger on that Neotech. All right, baby, coming up on the post office, let's see what treasures lie in wait for old Mike Branch. All right, let's go see what we got. I'm not even taking my gloves off. I've taken my gloves off at the vape store, at Moto, at the gas station. We're not doing it here. Let's see. What do we have? Anything? Do we have anything? Well. Ah, Mr. High-Tech Redneck. Man, thank you, man. I'm going to open this up when I get home. I have no idea what's in here. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, so I may have found a solution on the radiator cap. It was bothering me that, even though I know that radiator cap's 2 days out from Tampa, it was still bothering me. I'm like, surely there's another generic option out there. So when I look online, it gave me two cross-reference parts. I mean, obviously you got Honda OEM, but there was the Napa 7 blah 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 1406 or the Stant model 11233. So I'm like, I wonder if I can find out what these radiator caps go on. So I searched for Stant 11233, and I kept scrolling. I finally found one, a post somewhere out there on the internet that said, you know, the guy was answering somebody. He said, yeah, this Stant 11233 is a direct replacement for your 2006 Isuzu NPR HD. Bam. So I went to AutoZone, searched for Isuzu 2006 Isuzu NPR HD, and we had a match. So I did like a triple cross-reference. I took my other one with me to make sure that they at least looked similar. And yeah, man, we're gonna put this on, see if it fits. All right, we've got a very similar look to it. Boom, boom, boom. I actually like that this has the two wings on it because my knob is so difficult to work with sometimes. Hell yeah. Well, okay, well, I don't know if it fits that nicely on the Isuzu 2006 HPR HD truck, blah. We got a good one here. So I'm gonna finish filling up these reservoirs. I'm gonna warm it up to all the way until the radiator fan comes on. Yeah, we're gonna see how that works out. All right, so the cap was definitely bad. When I did the pressure test, it was no pressure whatsoever that the cap was holding in. So I do think the cap will work. So what I'm guessing is happening now, keep in mind I'm not a mechanic. I'm guessing that the cap is allowing the system to pressurize like it's supposed to, and that is creating a bigger leak than I ever had. So I'm probably not going to fix this on this video. It's getting kind of later in the day today. My wife still needs to do our Saturday thing. We don't need to, but we're going to. We need to do our Saturday thing for the day. I am gonna clean this up, pull it in the garage, and probably take it apart, and then depending on what we do tomorrow, I don't know if we're doing a ride or not, but I may dig into this tomorrow. If not, I got all week. I don't know. I want this thing fixed before we go on our St. Augustine trip at the end of February. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed, but at least I know I have a good cap on there. All right, last thing we're gonna do in this video. I've been using this Hero 8 for a couple months now. And one thing I noticed when I was Hero shopping is that Blockhead had mentioned on the Hero 10 Media Mod, they added these little bumps on the buttons to the Media Mod to help feel them. The 8 doesn't have that, they're flush. So with gloves on, I can't feel it. So we got googly eyes. We're gonna put some googly eyes on those buttons to give me a little bit of a bump to push on. See, it sticks up nice. How about that? Now, I've got this 3M tape. Well, it's not 3M, it's Scotch. Of course, it's trying to stick to my fingers. Looks like I'm smoking a bowl, huh? Look at that. Would you look at that? That, my friends, is some redneck engineering right there if I've ever seen it. This is gonna give me a nice little bump. It looks dumb. But I think it's gonna work. Let's get another little one like that. So we really didn't accomplish a whole lot today. I guess any day where you can, even if I didn't fix everything I wanted to fix, I guess any day that you're able to narrow down an issue, you can look at that as a W. Now, I did get the final drive oil change, which isn't a big deal anyway, but it's even less of a big deal when the guy put your pipes on dumb and you're able to get to the final drive a little easier than you thought you were gonna. So that whole thing, less than 30 minutes to do that. I added time by filming it, actually. So for better or for worse, I appreciate you coming along for this one. We're gonna get this radiator trouble shot in the next one. We got more Tastes of Tampa upcoming. I don't know if I'm gonna do one this week because my normal editing day for midweek is Wednesday. And I've got a Tool concert. This video will come out after that. I appreciate you coming along as always. And until next time, we'll see you later.